Locutors, a trek.
On screen.
I would enjoy debating with you. You have a keen mind.
Whoa!
Hello and welcome to Debate 9 Musical Bridge Chairs. We're calling it that because there was a rotating lineup of participants, but we have two wonderful debaters joining me here today. I am your host, Davan Skelhorn. Guest debaters today, we have my cousin, Jeff Mater, from Live Long and Podcast and the Super Mater Brothers. Some say the Mario of the Super Mater Brothers.
I am the
And
more
we also
superior.
Well, there you have it. And we have Brian Babineau from EDH Wrecked podcast.
What's up,
very
everybody?
Magical podcast.
Very magical. Very magical. Very commandery and very magical. You don't understand any of those terms, but that's okay.
I don't.
We
know.
don't
What
need to
about
go
you,
into
Jeff?
details.
I think who might is Zeph from Cochrane. Commander.
Commander. That was
Not
fun.
that kind, but okay.
Yeah, last night we were doing Star Trek Radio Theater over on Jeff's podcast. That was
Oh,
we did First
nice.
Contact, the movie. I played Zeph from Cochrane.
First Contact was a
Commander.
good movie. I will never trash First Contact. I loved it.
Good
It was a
movie.
good movie. I think.
Was
All
it
right,
an odd
well,
movie or an even movie?
Even.
It's an even.
Well, that's why it was
Generations
good
and then that.
Yeah, that's why it was good then.
Mm.
Yeah.
It's true. That does hold up pretty well as a theory.
It almost
far as
pretty
those
much
types of
holds up
things
all
go.
the way through until the recent ones, of which all three were terrible. It holds up pretty much all the way through.
Well, yeah, but those are Star Wars movies. We don't count those.
That's true. I'll be honest.
Well,
if this was
this
going to
is
be done over Zoom, I was going to put up a backdrop of Star Wars just behind me. But then
Oh.
it was being done over this, so I didn't have time to hang something. So now you get to see my
Staircases
stairwell.
are more ominous.
Yeah,
like,
same.
what's up there? Nobody knows.
Dead bodies. Dead
Yeah.
bodies are up there.
Yeah. Who's
Oh,
is
see,
someone-
that's cool because usually the dead bodies are down the stairs.
right.
But
No,
you put them upstairs, and
I
that's
killed them up.
way more
I
interesting.
killed them up. Yeah, exactly.
You know,
Yeah.
going against type, subverting expectations, Davin.
Yeah. My basement's for gaming. The upstairs is for killing.
It all makes sense. This is the debate show where we're going to have 9 mini debates, possibly 10 if there's a tie. And we'll have 30 seconds, each person will, to debate. And then we'll have... and then we'll have 30 seconds open debate between the two debaters. And on this show, you are both debater and debate master debater. I guess I'll go first here, being my show.
Fired up, buddy. Fired up.
All right, so you guys shall debate. Victory is, be it resolved, victory is life is a better warrior's motto than today is a good day to die. Brian, you will be arguing for this.
Okay.
I'm arguing against.
30 seconds, starting now. You will be arguing again.
Victory is, what is it? Victory is life.
Victory is life.
Today is a good day to die. Today is a good day to die is pretty defeatist. So victory is life says that this person wants to win. It's in their core being that, you know, a victory is their life. To lose is not, it's not acceptable. Today's a good day to die is like saying, yeah, if I lose and I'm dead, then that's fine. Like, I feel that that's just sort of like half stepping, you know, it's a cop out is what it is.
Okay. Today's a good day to die as a cop out. 30 seconds to you, Jeff.
Here's the problem with victory is life. Victory is life. It leaves no room for error. And guess what? Life's not perfect. You're going to screw up. You're going to scrape your knee, and you're going to have to get up. But today is a good day to die is saying, you know what? Whatever happens, happens. C'est la vie. I much prefer that motto. I don't. Do I have more time?
Yielding the rest of your time.
I'm yielding. Mic drop.
Yielding. Yields. No, that was Shields. Well, there it goes anyway. All right. Well, now we have 30 seconds. Open debate.
Open debate. Okay. Yeah. No, I just think victory is life is like kind of like, you know, if you don't do it, then you're gonna get beat when you get home. I feel like
as you should be.
I feel
if you don't win,
right,
then what's the point in playing?
Well, see, this is how we get, you know, abused kids. And I feel like the Jem'Hadar are just a great example of abused kids, whereas Klingons are like
There's
certainly
absolutely no way that Klingon kids are not abused constantly. Constantly.
Okay, that's 30 seconds. Okay, well, that is funny. In this, I picked Brian for Victory's life. It makes sense because he's said almost those exact words about hero clicks before.
I have.
If you're not here to win, just go home.
Yeah, back off. Let the winners win.
That was an excellent debate, but I am going to give that one to Brian.
That's fair.
Well done, Brian. But that was close. It was close. I mean, I agree.
Right, I yielded my time.
1 second. I just got to grab
something else.
1 second.
Yeah, man, we're waiting. Don't worry. I'm just gonna get to know Jeff better.
I forgot about keeping score.
Jesus Christ, what type of amateur am I on right now? Is it just
it's still better than last time when I was typing these banners up on the fly. So
sometimes I just like to look into my camera and just stare deeply into it.
You do a little help.
Well, then you'll stare deeply into whoever's watching.
Yeah, damn straight. Right into their soul. Who's up next? Sorry about that.
All right, Brian, you're the next debate master.
So what do I say here? Be it resolved kind of thing?
Yes, well, here, I'll bring it up for you.
Just read it.
You forgot
Okay.
your own topic.
All right, I'll let it scroll past once, and then I'll read it from the second time over. All right, guys,
That's fine,
here we
too.
go. Be it resolved, the Obsidian Order was more effective than the Tal Shiar as an intelligence agency. Davin, you will be arguing for this, and Jeffrey, you will be arguing against it. You're arguing for the order. Jeff's arguing for the Tal Shiar.
All right, 30 seconds. Here I go.
30 seconds, go.
The Obsidian Order are like truly cloak and dagger. Everybody knows when the Tal Shiar is around. And they have cloaks. So what does that tell you? And the Obsidian Order are put through such rigorous, like when you're a Cardassian, by the time you're 10, they already know if you're going to be in the Obsidian Order or not. And you're from that point on, you're like sent off to this academy to learn how to and be indoctrinated into this way of life.
Okay, well, interesting points.
Okay, I'm ready to talk.
Move on to Jeffrey.
Go.
Okay, here's the thing with the Tal Shiar. I like them a lot more than the Obsidian Order, and it has to do a lot with the Nabran Tain over on the Obsidian Order side. I don't think he's as smart as he thinks he was. I think they a lot of what makes Obsidian Order what they think is so great is their ego, whereas I find the Tal Shiar, they're less concerned about ego. They're about getting the job done. They're about, they know it's okay if they, they're there, but they're gonna make sure they're gonna find out things, and that's how I look at them.
I'm gonna be honest. They were both really good arguments.
30 seconds open debate.
Oh yeah, shoot. Sorry. 30 seconds open debate. Go.
I like the Tal Shiar
1 second.
because
there you go.
Okay.
Go.
Here's the thing with the Tal Shiar. They're more like the CIA. They're there, but you can't stop them.
But does that make you a better intelligence agency? Like you need to be secretive. You need to be able to sneak in there and get the intelligence, And speaking of a Nabran Tain, he had his own doctor interrogated by Garrick just because he was his doctor, and he thought that was like a vulnerable position, so he probably wants to kill him. They're thorough. They're thorough in the Order.
They are thorough.
Now I judge, right? I jumped the gun there.
Yeah.
I'm sorry. I did apologize.
No worries.
The
First
debate
time.
part,
First time
the open debate, swayed me. I apologize, Jeff.
Oh,
I was
wow.
on your side, and then he open debated it out, and
Ooh.
I got to give it to Davan, unfortunately. I mean,
Wow,
you know.
No, I get it. That's fair. I had less on the tell share.
No, this is basically the Kittimer Accords. Brian and I are ending decades of hostilities. Here.
Decades. It's like literal decade.
Yeah. All right, that was a good one.
Yeah, that was great.
All right.
Okay, we're moving on. So I'm judging now.
I think it's Jeff. What's Jeff?
No,
Is that me?
It's eggnog.
Oh,
Does mine look green?
So
Mine doesn't look green.
It's
does it?
actually nog.
mine doesn't look green.
I
hope it doesn't look green.
I think nog had something to do with this eggnog, which makes it's kind of gross sounding.
So it's heroic.
It's heroic.
It's heroic. Yeah.
It's a heroic drink. All right, Jeff, you are up next.
Okay, so Deanna Troy is guilty of performing psychiatric malpractice by her boundary crossings with many other crew members. Okay, Davan, you will be arguing for the fact that she is guilty of these malpractices.
Ooh,
Brian, you
okay.
are arguing for the fact that she is not guilty
Okay.
of any boundary crossings. 30 seconds on the clock. Davan, go ahead.
Okay, Deanna Troy is definitely committing professional malpractice because someone who is as emotionally aware and intelligent as she is, not to mention versed in the study of such things, she should know what a violation it is to just read someone's emotions without their consent. Yet she does it constantly. And yeah, that's a bit of an invasion of privacy. Yeah.
Okay. All right. Good points, Brian. Let's move over to you.
All right. So, first off, Deanna Troy, I feel if you're on the ship with a Beta Z as the counselor, there is a certain element of assumption that you have to make that during any sort of counselor session or during any sort of like crisis, she will have to be doing what she has to do, like doing what her job is. She's also a high-ranking individual on the bridge. She's a lieutenant commander, I believe. I did a little bit of research. So so you would expect her to be able to cross some boundaries anyway, just on her rank. Like I know in my position, you would go to your higher-ups to speak about something.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
All right. Wow.
Okay. 30 seconds, general debate.
Okay, if you're in a crisis situation or like her office maybe, but what about all the other times? What about these times you're hanging out in 10 forward and she's just there being like, oh, look who's getting a little interested in so-and-so over there and that type of thing,
I feel you're just assuming that she does that though, Davan. You're just putting your own assumptions on her right now. In all the episodes I watched, I didn't see her do that too often. Like, again, she has the right to look into what's going on in the crew. That's her job. She's a counselor, but she's also a lieutenant commander. She's an officer on the bridge.
I don't agree with it, but I'm giving the point to Brian on this one, even though
you didn't even agree and I still got it.
It's not about agreeing. It's about who forms the best debate, right? So, yeah.
That's right.
Yeah. All right. Yeah. That is true.
All right.
As the wine flows, the debates just get more and more crazy.
The wine flows, the whiskey flows like wine.
And the nog.
And the nog.
And the nog. The heroic nog. The war nog. Number 4. Be it resolved, because this is something Odo says on this episode. So he says it, and I'm just like, oh, you know what? Let's figure that out if that's true or not. Be it resolved, Dax is the most humanoid person Odo knows. Jeff, you will be arguing for this. Brian against. Starting now, Jeff.
Yeah, Dax. Well, Dax is like 8 humanoids in one person. So if you're going to go with the most humanoid, yeah, that would, it's all in one. It's all encompassing 8 in one gift. Plus, she has all sorts of different abilities that she like. She's really good at Klingon stuff. She's really good at her emotional side, playing music. She's a lot of people in one, and I feel like if Odo really sat her down for a conversation, he would realize this. The rest of them, they got their own problems.
That was a great ending. Now I do have to admit that was a great ending.
The math argument. All right, Brian, you.
I would argue the exact same against it. She has had 8 lifetimes, which means that she is, for all intents and purposes, immortal apart from dying from wounds or murder. You are removed from being humanoid or human in any way, shape, or form if you're immortal. We've seen it with other ones like Q. I believe Guinan's race are very long-lived. And although they're wise and very in touch with things, they are not human or humanoid. They're not in touch with mortality. There's no element of seeing the short picture, grasping it or something like that. She's definitely not the most humanoid. In shape, maybe.
I feel like for Odo,
30 seconds, open debate.
I feel like for Odo, a person that can turn into a goo and remerge with all his other goo buddies, that Dax is actually the person that he could bond with the most because of all the different lifetimes. And I feel like the Link and the symbiote have a lot in common, so I could see how they could be.
But I feel that that's not really what the question is here. The question is, she the most humanoid person. I take that to be like both spiritually, physically, everything. And Dax doesn't have any element of that in her compared to others.
I feel like these 30 seconds go fast.
They do fire back really fast.
We used to do the 15-second open debate.
Holy shit, Jesus Christ.
But someone was always taking all the air. So
let me guess.
I'm
not actually going to guess.
This is named Dave.
Honestly, Jeff sort of convinced me off the top of his argument, and it never really changed the math thing. He's just like eight lifetimes of humanoid. Like, how do you beat that? I'm like,
that's more than Kira.
I have absolutely no idea what episode you were referring to, so I was like, I'm just going to fire back with the exact same argument. I was like,
that's what you got to do sometimes.
Yeah, definitely.
Okay.
Was it me next? It's me next, isn't it? Yeah.
Yes.
Okay, guys. You ready for this? You ready for the heat?
Oh, it's the heat.
Be it resolved, the Borgs would have defeated Starfleet if the Enterprise had not encountered them early due to Q giving them time to prepare. Jeff, you will be arguing for this statement. Davan, you will be arguing against it. So you'll be arguing for the fact that they did have time to prepare, and Davan will be arguing against it. Well, they would have been defeated. Sorry. Take a moment, absorb it, get your head in the game.
30 seconds.
All right, Jeff.
Okay, as much as I might not agree with this, but I actually kind of see. Here's my point on this. I feel like, yes, they did have time to prepare. That they did. They also had that whole episode where they found a Borg and they really got to study him, and they wouldn't have known what the Borg was if it wasn't for Q. So it was kind of both things, I think. But at the same time, it was what really helped them was when Picard got assimilated, and then they infiltrated the cube, and there was that whole thing. But if they hadn't had all that prior knowledge from Q, I think that would have taken longer, and I don't think they would have had a tactical advantage.
Right under the belly, squeezed it in.
Well timed. All right. Well, the Borg would have defeated Starfleet. I'm arguing against that if Q hadn't given them time to prepare. All right. Well, I don't think it would have changed a whole lot. I think in the instances where they have defeated the Borg, I don't think it had a lot to do with preparation. I think it was, like as Jeff said, more Picard's insights. But that's not what we're debating here. So I think it's Picard and not Q. I mean, they did start to build ships. Well, it's open debate here.
30 seconds, open debate.
Yeah. Go ahead with the...
They did build ships. They did prepare in that way. They were building ships from that point on. I'll give you that point. But I still think they'd have done it. I still think even without those ships, they're regular ships armed by fine Starfleet officers, the paragon of virtue, still would have got the job done.
I think the whole point with the Borg was that it was their creativity that allowed them to beat them. Their, and their ability to problem solve. Whereas the Borg are more like binary, it was zeros and ones, right?
I actually don't know who argued what point in that one.
I think we both argued the same point.
I think you.
That's happened
you
before as well.
Circled around and back to both points at other time. I'm going to give it to Jeff though.
Okay.
Simply because Davan in the beginning just sort of stumbled over an idea once and then
Yeah. Oh no, I had nothing. I was going to be shocked if I won that one.
Jeff got the default on that one.
All right.
Jeff should almost get 2 points for that one. All right. Jeff's up next.
All right. So for this one, the opposite argument is okay. So it's Deep Space Nine sick bay would be the most ideal for a major surgery. So Davan, you'll be arguing for the fact that Deep Space Nine would be the most ideal. Brian, you can pick any other sick bay in Star Trek. So you can pick like the Enterprise D, the Enterprise, whatever one you want. It would be more ideal than a Deep Space Nine, the Deep Space Nine sick bay to have a major surgery. You're having heart surgery. Okay. Davan.
Okay.
30 seconds on the clock.
Our equivalent of heart surgery in the future, correct?
Yeah.
If you have surgery in the Deep Space Nine's sick bay, you have, all the great Federation Starfleet technologies you need, but you also have Dr. Julian Bashir, who, unlike other doctors, is, as we know, genetically enhanced. So the precision that he could achieve with his surgical movements, it would be just top notch.
Okay, and Brian, counter argument.
Sure. I'm waiting for my time. I don't want to jump the gun here.
Oh, here we go. Go.
I would argue that Enterprise D would be the place that you'd want to go. Again, I will start by falling back on the fact that Crusher was a commander. She had advanced in rank. She was on their flagship. You're not assigning anyone except the top tier to that flagship. And as the flagship, it had the best medical outside of maybe a medical ship, like something dedicated to that. But that was meant for exploration, deep exploration. That was meant for injuries to occur. And that was meant for things to happen outside of the realm of being at a starbase, which is there and secured and got to. It could be miles and miles away. And by miles, I mean light years, whatever they use.
Okay.
Long ways.
All right. 30-second general debate.
General debates. I mean, you also have like Chief O'Brien and
here was a wuss.
And his.
I just want to throw that one out there first.
Whoa, but maybe that's the kind of sensitivity you need in a doctor.
I'm not going to use the language I would normally use because you told me I can't, but he was a wussy. That's all I'm going to say. All right.
Oh, well, I think that doesn't
Crusher
disqualify
sent her
him
kid
as being
away.
a great surgeon.
She's like, get out.
I mean, he's got, he's great at darts too, so he's got very, very precise hands.
Crusher was not good at darts as far as we knew. I'll give you that.
Yeah, I don't think she was. She could dance.
I would doubt it.
But that's all feet.
She wasn't good at having a kid. We know that, so it doesn't really matter.
What? Oh, well, Wesley? Oh, he excelled. I think she did okay.
Was it because of her, though, or was it because he was...
That's another debate. That's a tiebreaker. We'll do that one later.
I should have put that on.
Have a good time.
Okay, yeah, that would have been a good one.
Okay, I think I'm going to give that one to... Brian. I think he had a stronger argument on that one.
Thank you, Jeff. I appreciate that one.
All right, Brian running away with it here. Brian with 3 points, Jeff with 2, me with 1. All right, let's move on.
Oh, and this is your argument. You can't even pick up a point here. This isn't even a pickup shot for Davan. This is a...
Wait? No, this is no pickup for me. All right, so be it resolved that Admiral Power, not Admiral, his name is Power.
Capitalized Power. Admiral Power.
Yes, he's no capitalized on the guy. Power
like,
there.
He got a little control.
Admiral Max Power.
Fine.
Admiral Trent Steele's longest and oldest friend. Be it resolved, Admiral power corrupts. Absolutely. Oh, wait. What am I doing?
Just set the timer. Go,
jumped the
guys.
gun on
Take
that.
it apart yourself.
Guys, just go. All right. So we'll say, Jeff, you will be arguing for this one as well. All right. Brian against. Go, Jeff.
Oh, so yeah, no, it definitely. How many episodes do you need? How much evidence do you need where a captain has to uncover the conspiracy that the admiral is either trying to put the entire Earth into martial law or is trying to commandeer an entire ship to start a war because he thinks it's what's right? There's too much evidence to support this fact that the admiral power seems to corrupt absolutely because. They get bored. They're old dudes that aren't on the frontier anymore, and all they think is that, hey, I need to go shoot somebody or something.
How ageist was that? What the hell type of podcast am I on here?
Well, save that for open. Well, here's your 30 seconds. Go.
I don't think that that's true at all. I think a lot of the admirals, like you said yourself, a lot of the admirals are just doing what they thought was right. There was only a few cases of the corruption, absolute corruption, and I believe one of them was caused by some type of weird insect in their necks when they blew their head up. I can't remember exactly what it was. But mostly, I think admirals were just bad at their job. So I call it as the people above them promoting them. They're the ones doing the wrong thing. It's not the admiral's fault that they were mispromoted. I mean, you promote idiots up. That's how it works in most businesses. So
Brian says you really have to go to the head of the snake. Whereas Jeff says they have nothing better than to do than to become
these aren't the strongest arguments for either side.
And 30 seconds, open debate.
Look, you got what's his face from Homefront and Paradise Lost, Admiral Layton, where he's all about the martial law of it all, of the entire Earth. You got Admiral Daughtry in Insurrection. He's all about taking a whole group of people off a planet to help out another alien race. I mean, there's too many examples.
But they were just trying to help.
They're always trying to help.
This is the case of corruption. It's not like they were funneling resources over to Nicaragua or something. Like, these were people like trying to just help another group in the wrong way. Like I say, I don't blame them as corrupt. Absolutely, they're idiots.
Remember John Locke?
I don't actually. I do want to point one thing out before we. No. Give your judgment first. I'll talk about it afterwards. I don't want to lean it one way or the other.
God, this is a really tough one. I've went back and forth like 3 times. But jeez, I am gonna give that one to Jeff, even though it may have been a bit ageist.
I didn't feel the idiot top would fly to cover it, but I gave it a shot. I ended up speaking about admirals, though. I did want to show it out that I worked on a movie with Brock Peters.
Wow.
Who was Admiral in
Admiral
I believe Star Trek
Cartwright.
6. Yeah. And then I believe he wasn't he Cisco's dad too?
Cisco's dad, yeah.
He was a terribly racist admiral.
It was
He's one of the bad ones.
Wretched admiral. He was a real power corrupted one. But
He
I ended
was.
up working with him on a movie in the early 90s when they filmed it up here, and that's my one connection to Star Trek. That's like the one little
Okay,
poke
that's
that
like
I have.
only 1 degree of separation.
Yeah.
Tried to kill the Klingon
Closer than I've gotten.
He did. Now that was power corrupts. Like that guy. He was a pile of garbage.
But then he went to cook gumbo in New Orleans. Nobody noticed.
No one knew that he changed jobs. He's like retired out of the blue.
We have Brian at 3 points, Jeff at 3 points, and me at a paltry 1 point. All right.
Sexy points here.
Oh yeah. So next up, Brian.
Be it resolved, Picard didn't deserve the scorn from Cisco over his wife's death. Davan, you will be defending this, and Jeff, you will be arguing for the scorn.
Oh no, I gotta go against Cisco. This is okay. I mean, I should, because
I don't know
arguing
about Jeff.
Cisco's
I
side.
don't know
like
about Jeff. I do know that Davan is a very large DS9 fan. We've had a few discussions about which. So take it, Davan. Try.
I'll start my 30 seconds over. Brian took some of my time there.
I was drinking and talking.
That's fine. Picard didn't deserve the scorn from Sisko over his wife's death because he was not in control of his actions. He was assimilated by the Borg. And as we saw in First Contact, that's something that Picard, even though having been assimilated and saved himself, killed Ensign Lynch or whoever it was, rather than let him be assimilated. So how do you blame Picard and not the Borg?
Maybe if Picard hadn't been so careless as to have gotten himself assimilated, then Sisko's wife wouldn't have found herself in that situation. And maybe had Sisko, really, looked, he should have been looking up to somebody. Like, he was on the flagship after all. He should be the number one captain. I think Sisko looked at Picard as a pretty pathetic Enterprise captain and thought he could do a better job. And he, like he said in the Q episode, is not Picard.
Whoa! Shots fired. This is the heat that I came for, guys. Whoa.
All right.
Whoa!
Okay,
Wow.
30 seconds, open debate.
Go.
Hey, maybe if you don't want your wife to be killed and your son to be injured, don't take them into a fight with the Borg. How about that? How about a little personal responsibility, Sisko, instead of playing the blame game?
It's not Sisko's fault that he's such a handsome man and falls in love so easily and has a child. He's got places to go. He's got things to see. It's Picard's recklessness that got them into a war zone.
I have nothing more to add.
It's like watching two Republicans fight with each other over a shitty situation.
I didn't even like to say those things about Sisko.
I have to give it to Jeff. I can't help it. It was too good. That was too good.
All right, I have officially lost.
Funny.
I needed to win those two to tie you guys. So we will have a new winner on Debate 9 this edition, which is very exciting. So Jeff is up here.
Oh, Jeff's deciding this one? Oh, I don't even know why I'm even arguing.
That's how it works here at Debate 9. You better have a good argument.
I better come out strong on this one.
I what's the phrase? I do not enact the law with pride or prejudice.
It's true. It's true. I could have thrown it to the point where you had to decide, but you know what? I had to give it to the best man at that point.
Okay.
Best argument, Davan. Not the best argument, buddy.
So I have a baby on the way, and so it got me thinking. Dr. Crusher is the most ideal doctor to deliver my baby over all other Starfleet doctors. So
your baby or just our personal babies?
It's my baby on this. If you guys are recommending a Starfleet doctor to me, which doctor should I choose?
Oh my God!
Deliver
I have
my
to
baby.
argue for the health of my little cousin here. Okay,
that's right. So
who's for and who's against?
Brian is arguing for Dr. Crusher.
All right.
You are arguing
Go Brian.
For somebody else, maybe. Different constitution.
All right. Or just not Crusher.
Whoa! Can we reset that? We've had some time burned by Davan here. I'd like a reset, please. Thank you.
Yeah, reset.
Dr. Crusher would be the best one. I don't want to fall back on old arguments, but she is on the flagship with the best medical bay in Starfleet. She's a commander. She's been in it a long time. She has that touch. You could tell that she's in touch with her patients. She's caring. She's very supportive of them, and she has a child who's very gifted as well. She knows what it's like to raise a kid on a starship. So she would be primed to both deliver your baby and deal the aftercare.
Okay. Well,
deal with that one, buddy.
Here's my counter, Doctor. We don't know that the Enterprise is the best medical bay in Starfleet. We don't know that it's better than, say, Deep Space Nine's, for example. And what Deep Space Nine has is Dr. Julian Bashir to deliver your baby, who we know because he says it in the episode that we're going to review on Jeff's show here tomorrow. He was the first in his class in pediatric medicine. That's the doctor you want, the first in his class in that very field.
Okay, great arguments, liking them all. Yeah, my mind always goes to different spots, so I like the fire. Let's do.
Are we going to do the back and forth?
Yeah, let's do the 30-second back and forth here.
So Brian had something ready to go here by sound.
Yeah. So I just want to say that Bashir already fucking lost. I'm sorry, Bashir already lost to Crusher.
That's all right.
On this very show, we already know she's better with a better sick bay. She's a better doctor with a better sick bay in a better environment, and she's ready for that deep space kid.
That was about a sick bay, not the doctor, not the guy who's first in his class.
Everything's
in
included.
Pediatric medicine.
Everything's included. You could be the best doctor in the world with just a stitch and a knife, and you're going to do worse than Dr. Crusher. It doesn't matter. She's in the best situation.
That one's tough, guys.
Your topic.
You made this choice.
You know what? I really liked the pediatric care comment from Davan. I didn't know that. And it's a great plug for Deep Space Nine at 9-ish coming up tomorrow. so I will give that one to Davan.
Gets him with the plug.
Bravo.
Yeah, the politics involved in Debate 9. Our winner today is Jeff. The Mario.
I gave
Congratulations,
myself
Jeff.
a win by doing that?
Later.
Oh, that was definitely
Yeah,
nice.
you gave yourself
that was what
a
I
win.
said. You had the ability to throw yourself to win. It didn't matter there.
I didn't even know that. I was just I didn't
Well,
even...
but that's fine. It kept you more unbiased about your decision.
100%.
Yeah, so
It was a lot of fun.
You know, this game's chaotic. I know my rules are flawed, but I want them to be. So
right.
it's fine.
There's no judge basis. You can't put a judge basis down. Then people argue.
So let's tip our glasses to Jeff here for the win.
Oh, hey.
Congratulations,
thanks for having
Jeff.
me. That was fun.
And because he won, he gets to plug his stuff first.
Yeah,
Jeff,
so
tell us about Super Mater Brothers.
Super Mario Bros. Podcasting, we have that. We just finished up another season 41 of Survivor. So check that. We did that every Wednesday night, but it's all there on the catalog there on Facebook. We also cover Marvel and all sorts of different things over there on Super Mario Bros. Podcasting.
Is it just you?
No, it's
The
me and
Beatles.
my brother Dave. Yeah, we just did the Beatles, the Get Back,
Okay.
3-episode thing on Disney Plus. I'm actually looking to do. I haven't set it up yet, but I want to do the Shrink Next Door, which just came out on Apple TV. So yeah, we cover all sorts of different TV shows and some movies, and just give our recaps and our thoughts on them.
Nice. Cool.
And also tell us about Live
Yes.
Long and Podcast.
The sister channel to Super Mario Bros. Podcasting we have over on Live Long and Podcast. We cover all
And
the
the
Star Trek
cousin
stuff.
channel to the Locutors of Trek.
It is a cousin. That's right. It's a cousin.
And
yeah, and the second cousin twice removed
from EDH Wrecked. No.
I love it. Yeah, no, we just do Star Trek stuff over there. So tomorrow night we'll be doing Deep Space Nine at 9-ish, which we do around 9-ish. That's why it's called that, because we're never on time.
I was going to call this Debate 9 at 9-ish, especially because we started late. So it was an ish,
you should
but I didn't want to get a trademark dispute. That's not what we're here to debate.
Well, no, but now over on Live Long and Podcast, I think tonight they did Star Trek Enterprise at 8-ish or Enterprise. They're calling it.
That's awesome.
Enterprise.
Enterprise.
Nobody likes it except Dave.
Which is the journey to convince Jeff's brother Dave that it's a good show.
Yes.
Whoa. Oh, Enterprise.
Which it is.
No,
yeah, I like that show. Quite a
That's
bit.
completely
Good
wrong.
episodes.
That's a wrong opinion. You're entitled to it.
Well, they
But it
showed
is a wrong
us.
opinion.
They showed us the intro, Brian. They did a whole intro, and it's like the kind of like the
It's
thematic
amazing.
theme song.
It is a good song. I will give them that. They got
then-
a good theme.
But then Archer comes up right at the end, and then Kevin Millard, who joins us on Tuesdays 99, had a great joke where he said, "You know what? It's just like the real show. Once Archer shows up on screen, you just get a bad taste in your mouth." That's the kind of quips you'll
Scurrilous.
get over. So, yeah.
Okay. That's what
So
we're dealing with here.
Brian, tell us
Yes.
about EDH
Wrecked.
Wrecked. Teach me about magic. Teach me a spell.
We have nothing to do with Star Trek. We are the redheaded stepchild locked in the attic to both Locutors of Trek and the 2 podcasts he named, adopted in the family but not liked. We are a podcast about Magic the Gathering. We specifically focus on Commander, and we focus on having a fun environment versus a competitive one. We do a lot of drinking. We do a lot of swearing, which is why I had to tone it down for this. That's why I only did it once. I do apologize. It came out.
And I had to reject his first 3 debate topics.
He shot down all 3 of them, and I tried to be civil. I tried.
He tried.
So he shot down all 3 of mine tonight.
We'll do an After Dark. We're going to do a Debate 9 After Dark one of these days.
I think I did it good, though. You guys can find us on Facebook, Patreon. We have an email, EDH Wrecked. Just look us up.
What does EDH stand for?
Yeah.
Elder Dragon Highlander. It's the name of the format before they called it Commander. So it's like a Magic format.
So you're like an old school guy in that world.
I've been playing since 1994.
Whoa.
Yeah. I'm old. Like sometimes it's easy to see your big beard and like say Brian's younger than him. I'm not. I'm older than Davan. We're in that range though, that cantankerous older person range. But yeah, no.
That's why you didn't like the ages comment.
I don't care about that.
True.
I just made that. I was just hoping to sway the argument. I'll make ages comments all day. Davan knows me. I'll make whatever comment.
I gotta say, I've been censoring Brian this whole time. If we let him on leash, this would be a whole different thing.
This is going to be just like blank statements. People are going to like, how did Brian win? It's just like.
But Brian here does stand-up comedy as well.
I did, yeah. I stopped for COVID, but I do a bit of stand-up comedy as well. I'm hoping to get back into it. We'll see. But yeah, you can find us there. I'll check out your casts, Jeff. I didn't know about yours. But that Super Mater Brothers sounds actually really, really good.
Over there.
Yeah.
We do some cool stuff over there.
Yeah, man. That sounds great. Thanks for having me on, Davan.
And they also have trivial debates. Throw that out there, too.
Oh, yeah. I haven't been on that in a hot minute, but, I got to get back on that one. That's a good show.
Is that the one that I tuned in for a while ago?
Yeah, maybe.
Dave and another guy and...
Yeah, there's 4 of them probably, right?
Yeah, the 4 of them.
Yeah. That's probably the one that's most like this show. Actually,
yes.
It's the trivial debate. It's all debating, and they have different topics.
Has nothing to do with Star Trek.
Nothing to do with Star Trek, but that was actually our original show that we started because we actually really kind of liked movie fights. I don't know if you guys ever listened to like Green Junkies and stuff. So we were like, oh, let's do one where we just do all different topics, and that's kind of the genesis of that podcast. And yeah, we still do it once a month.
I like that show. It has like rotating hosts, like all kinds of stuff. And I've sort of like have a vendetta going on there. I went on there, won my first one.
You have a vendetta? Stop it. That never happens.
Well, look, I felt a bit wrong in my second appearance, so now I'm going on the next one to defend and like get a bit of a little cold revenge.
Yeah, gotta get over 500.
Yeah, because they even brought back the guy who beat me last time, so I can actually go get
without bringing you back though. They didn't even give you the second shot at the crown.
No, they did. That's what I'm saying. They brought him back to face me.
Oh, to face you. Oh, I thought you meant they brought him back and without you.
Oh, yes.
But no, there's like the challenge match coming up. There's like the
it's going down. It's
taking back the belt. I like it.
Yeah.
I'm taking it back.
Off the top ropes.
So listen to my podcast as well, Locutors of Trek. Which you're watching right now.
We're on right now. Yeah.
But we have an audio version. Yeah, we have a Locutors of Trek. We got lots going on. We're a variety show. We're a Star Trek variety show. We talk about like intelligent things on our regular podcast because Dave's there.
I know that you guys aren't into the Magic community.
Raise the bar.
But Magic recently has been doing this Universes Beyond thing, and they've gotten they just did Warhammer 40,000. Someday maybe we'll do Star Trek, and we can pull you in. We can do like a cross universe podcast, like a sort of crossover.
What are you saying? They're gonna make Star Trek Magic?
Who knows? I'm saying they made Warhammer 40,000. They've made Stranger Things. They've made all these what's called Universe Beyond Magic, which is outside of like your normal fantasy. And so maybe they'll do a Star Trek one. Maybe we could have a moment, Davan, where we do a cast.
Well, we're having a moment right now, bud.
We're having a moment right now, but I mean, there's a moment here. There's a moment.
Yeah.
I don't know how there hasn't been like a Warhammer Star Trek crossover where you get the table out and you get all the Star Trek ships and you get all the.
I'll be honest.
Well,
I've wanted to come.
That's what they have here, though. That's what these sort of are. You know, you get your Star Trek hero clicks.
Right.
You
I
know?
wanted to come on. I've wanted to come on your show, and I've wanted for. I mean, since I heard you guys started it, even Dave. I work with his podcast co-partner, co-host Dave.
Yeah.
I've wanted to come on.
They work at the hospital. They save our lives.
We are healthcare heroes. I wanted to do a Star Trek versus Star Wars versus 40K debate, like a 3-way crossover cast where we just debate the sides, and I would take 40K and we make like this perfect triforce of sci-fi violence.
Who would ever debate for Star Wars?
Yeah.
We can find some loser.
So
There's got to be somebody.
There's a drug addict. There's a meth head who there's someone on,
there's somebody that hasn't seen a
really
movie
likes
since 1987.
like we wouldn't let them into our house. Like they're probably not vaccinated.
No,
but,
they
like,
have to
we
have
would,
a remote
we would
link.
debate them over this. Yeah.
Yeah.
We would sit in front of an open fire and they would be like in the cold, huddled over a barrel, trying to heat their hands.
It's probably not popular, but I feel like having a Star Trek podcast, I can slander Star Wars, so maybe I shouldn't, but I don't know.
You can always slander Star Wars. You can always.
Yeah.
There's
easy,
no law.
low-hanging fruit. I mean,
And that's the thing, is that it's such a low hanging fruit. We have this argument all the time.
do you know
A
who's
friend of mine
destroyed-
is super into like debating me over. This is way off topic, but we got into a debate over like
not if
the
it's
fact
about
that
debating.
Star Trek was a better world builder than Star Wars, and he was arguing for Star Wars being a better like built world. And I was like,
Oh,
"You're-
no, I
you're-
mean,
you're insane."
you can
I don't
get
know
down
where
to
the hell is
There's
Tatooine
books of
in
the
relation.
technical info in Star Trek.
They
Like, I
literally
have, like,
start the-
metaphysics of Star Trek here, and like
They start
and there's
their
languages.
movie with in a galaxy far, far away, like a long, long time. He doesn't even bother giving any background. He's just like, and here's a planet, and here's a planet, and here's people.
Yeah.
Anyway,
No,
it's
it's
a
not
fun
complicated. It's not
debate.
even
You know
It's
what?
a fun debate.
Do you know what Star Wars is? It's Dune, but it's somebody who only read a little bit of Dune, was like, I want to do that. And they were like, well,
Yeah,
that's
yeah.
pretty, like, that would take you years. He's like, I don't want it to take years.
They read the back of the book.
It's
Right,
not
right.
called
That's
Dune, it's called
super-
Tatooine.
Tatooine.
That's a super good idea. The back of this book, like, and then they read Isaac Asimov's back of his book, and he
Yeah,
was like,
imagine
"Wow,
a
this-
desert in
that's
like
perfect."
Yeah.
And then someone said,
Sci-fi
"Why don't you read the
stuff.
books?" And he said,
backflips.
"Why would I bother? I already have the story off the back. I'll just make 3 movies off this, and then 6
Yeah.
more, and they'll be
People
terrible."
see
Don't
it.
worry.
I know. You put
Yeah.
a kid in there, he's good looking. You get it
We'll
done.
just wring a bunch of money out of some toys, and we'll be good. Yeah. Anyway, I would
Well,
love to
I
do that.
mean-
If you ever have an idea, Davin, to have someone on to debate 40K versus Star Trek.
Well, I don't know what
man.
40K is, to be honest with you. And I don't understand what the debate is. What's the debate? Like, what is what?
Maybe
what
which
the
universe is
debate?
better.
Oh, well, I mean,
Just a
the two
discussion,
best
not a debate,
universes
just a
are
discussion.
Star
Just
Trek
a
and
discussion.
Marvel by far.
Wow, this is going downhill in a hurry.
I know. I know. I'm gonna get like a
Yikes.
DS9 or DC rebuttal from Brian. But anyway,
No, not from me. We know
was a
who you'll
great
get the rebuttal from.
That was
It
an
won't be from
entertaining
me.
tangent that probably lost me some listeners. Sorry, Star Wars fans, but we're a Star Trek podcast.
You don't need them anyway.
See, I
Yeah.
think 40K would be a better comparison with like Blizzard stuff. Like
Oh, 100%. I
you
mean,
know,
40K is like ultra violent,
Like video games.
super
Yeah.
futuristic.
But, like,
40K is
worlds,
set
if
in the
you're
year
gonna talk about
40,000.
worlds.
So you're talking about like well distant compared to Star Trek. Also, it's just completely different. It's super violent, like super violent.
like maybe like StarCraft. You could compare StarCraft.
Yeah, you're in
like
that
Mass
realm.
Effect or one of those.
Even Mass Effect probably has like less like of a grim dark look than. There's no good guy in the 40K universe. There's a bunch of fascists and a bunch of anarchists, and then there's murderers, and that's it.
So it's just like the Cardassians versus the Bajorans all the time.
There we go. We found. our
Except if the
podcast.
Bajorans
We found
were
our connection.
terrible people.
We squared that circle. So now
Bajorans
I'm gonna-
are terrible.
I'm gonna,
That was almost one of my debates. Actually, was that the
I'm gonna hype
Bajorans?
my
would-
X-Men podcast.
That was almost one of my debates tonight, Davin. Was the Bajorans would
Okay,
have occupied
go back.
and
Suck me back in.
and tortured the Cardassians. They had the means and ability just as much. They're a bunch of
Davin,
hypocrites.
shot down one of my.
Oh, that was your
debates.
debate? No, I hope I didn't deter you from that one. I thought you were going to do the debate we did about them joining the Federation and who was better. Oh, I like that other debate. Well,
The Jorans would have. They if you can imagine Kira.
you think they'd have done the same thing?
Yeah, they would have.
I don't
That's
know.
what
Are we starting a
They're
whole new debate here?
spiritual
What's
people.
going on? I'll judge.
No, he
Jeff
said
wins.
I'm pulling it back. I'm pulling it back.
X-Men.
Yeah.
X-rated,
He's-
the X-Men animated review show, which I do with my co-host Andre Mayette.
Are you naked?
We review what?
It's
No,
X-rated.
because
Are
we
you
rate
naked?
the episodes. It's a cheeky
No,
title.
I don't want to say.
I
that.
tried to avoid all
There's
those connotations.
no
and I
nudity.
Sent, Andre,
I
I sent Andre a list of like titles for the podcast that avoided sexual connotations and things and porn connotations, and he just ignored
X-rated
me entirely.
isn't
He's
one
like,
of
How
them.
about we call it X-rated?
Yeah, no,
Yeah.
that's not one of them. Yeah, that's
So
definitely
I was
not
like,
one.
well, I guess that's fine. But and you know what? It has got us clicks because if you look at our like YouTube channel info, like half of our views are from people that were searching porn on YouTube.
Yeah, you could have also called it XXX Men.
Yeah.
We could.
X.
But that's pushing
man.
it too
This-
far.
This
That's
ain't your Marvel
beyond
universe,
cheeky.
you know.
That's like bum
Yeah,
cheeky.
yeah. I guarantee you would run into some company in California that'd be like, no, we already have that, buddy. You just haven't seen it.
Yeah.
They're like,
we
oh,
are
shit.
already
That's
XXX rated.
copyrighted,
So
trademarked. All
You can't use
around.
that, my friend, unless you're putting her in your video, and you're like, oh no,
you
not
don't
this
want to
time.
meet our lawyers. They are not nice men.
No.
But
Thanks for having me
but
in here,
listen to
guys.
the podcast. We do an episode every week of the original series. We're gonna be doing.
Are you
this
just
for the
gonna
next
do it till
70
the
weeks or
show comes
so.
out, like the new show?
Yeah, this
What's
new
the deal?
reboot. We're trying to be the main hype source for this new show coming out, and
Yeah.
we'll try to do some different things with the show because I can't help myself.
But like, are you gonna stop it when the show
it's been a
comes out, or
fun
are you gonna
time.
just keep going?
Oh no, well, we based on the timeline that we have as far as when X-Men 97 is coming out, we should be done doing every episode, even on a weekly basis, before that comes out. So it's not coming out to 2023.
Yeah,
something like
yeah.
that. So it's going to be a while. So
Nice.
and then we'll probably review that as well when that comes out, and then we have ambitions for a Spider-Man animated series podcast after that. 'Cause that's Andre,
It's gonna
my
be called
co-host.
S-rated.
Big.
You should.
I'm working on titles for that one actually. I was thinking like Spidey Trackers or something. I don't know. Or Spidey Sayers instead of Spidey's Layers or something, which are in that show. Anyway, listen to my
Yikes.
co-host Andre's podcast too. I know that's not a good one. I'm working on it. Okay, I'm early. I'm like 2 years away from this. Okay,
Workshop.
so listen to Graphic Histories, Andre's podcast as well. We've been hyping things for 20 minutes. If you're still watching, you're a saint.
Ha.
And I guess we'll bid you all adieu. And this is the end. Yo,
That's what they do, right?
oh, that's what they do over at Live Long and Podcast. But we
I
can
do
do
say
that here as well because I'm. And
my
check us out on
West
Live Long
side is
Podcast
the
tomorrow.
best side.
Reviewing Deep Space Nine. Yeah.
Yep, we got it.
All right. Bye.
He's out.
On screen.